How's everyone doing? I can tell you right now, I am doing insane because it took me forever to get the light came on. So anybody who is just joining, the light came on well after the fact of me going live. But I did not have an easy time getting my camera set up. And here's the thing about that. My camera is already set up, but it just would not show up on my computer. So if you're wondering why that happened, I'm also wondering why that happened. You know, that's craziness in my eyes. But okay. So let's get into the fun stuff. The actual YouTube portion, because that's what everyone is actually here for. And I'm finally on. All right. Because I have my notes in front of me. That's actually one of the things that you should always have in front of you. So welcome. Let me also put this in front of me. To GBRLIFE, where we embrace motherhood, the hustle of corporate life, the quest of wellness, and today we're diving into a new adventure. What is this new adventure we're diving into? YouTube. So here's a step-by-step little guide to get you guys into your YouTube channel. I want to help you tailor it and help you figure out how to share, connect, inspire you to create that YouTube channel. So the first thing is you have to understand YouTube's potential. YouTube reaches plenty of people, and I mean, let's just be honest, it's the OG. I mean, we have social media and a lot of platforms out there, but YouTube's kind of the OG. So obviously, we want that to be a go-to over everything else. And that's kind of where I was with it. When I first started with GBRLIFE, I wanted everything to happen, but I also knew that, you know, one of the best places to learn is in one of the original places that even started with the algorithms. Right? Now, there's other places, of course, that we're on right now. You may be watching me live from, and that's great. But you can find your audience there. No matter where you go, you can find your audience there. And I will be going into Streamlabs one of these other days so that you can understand how to use that also to help you get everywhere the way that I'm doing right now. But you also need to understand how this all works. And I feel like YouTube is one of those places that will help you figure that out to begin with. So, I mean, we can get started from the very, very beginning, but I'm just going to go by that very quickly, right? If you're going to set up a channel on YouTube, if you have a brand, it should be under the brand's name. If you are you and just you, it should be under your name. That's it. I mean, it's that simple. But you want that brand to make sense. Like, so of course, if it's you, how do people find you? What's your nickname even? I mean, you want it to be something very, that makes sense because you're going to be using this everywhere now. I mean, and here's the thing about that as well. Even if you are using it, there's a podcast, for example, that I watch on the tubes of you, you know, I recognize the people in the cast, but I recognize the name of the podcast first and foremost. So obviously, if you have a podcast, for example, and you're going to create a channel and you want to do that at the exact same time, that should be the name of your channel. It should be the name of your podcast, not you per se. Because what is everyone going to find you if you already have your fan base? You want to start with the actual name of the podcast, not you. You can always change those things later on as well, but you do need, you can and you can't because they do have rules, but there are different things that you can kind of work with the tube of you, YouTube with, in order to make that happen as well. But really, you would just sign into your Google account and go over to YouTube and just go ahead and select create a YouTube channel. And this is for anybody who is like needing that very, very beginning. Okay, that's how you actually create a channel. But now let's get into the actual stuff where people are creating videos, right? I've created a lot of videos. To be honest, the amount of videos I've created didn't even end up all on YouTube, because everyone needs to start somewhere. I've created well over 100 videos that are on YouTube right now. And the thing about it is, someone said this a long time ago, it takes at least 100 videos of you creating 100 videos before you can really figure out how you want everything to be and really get the hang of things. And it is so true. I thought I knew exactly what I wanted, exactly how I wanted it when I was doing my YouTube channel in the very beginning, about 20 videos in. I was like, no, I got this. Oh my God. Of course I know how to do this. It's not complicated. I mean, I can figure this out. No, I can tell you that from that point until where I am today, the tools that I use, the way that I do things, how comfortable I am in front of the camera, whether or not things work, and can I pick up from it from the moment. These are different things that you learn as you continue to create videos. And then there was something else that somebody had said, which is you're always shooting for you're always shooting for a C, not an A. But then at the same time with YouTube, because you are creating a video, unless you happen to be going live, in the same capacity, you do actually need to make sure that you're, go for a B. Go for a B if you're, if you're going to be doing a YouTube video, not that C, but you do want to take that perfectionist part of you and throw that in the trash. You do not need to be a perfectionist to get your videos out there, but content is king, right? So how do we figure out the content? Well, if you're already somebody who's out there and you're creating things, and your YouTube channel isn't something that you have really focused on to grow, the first thing you're going to be doing is figuring out if your niche of what these videos are, is going to align with the types of videos that you're doing, that you're planning on doing. And then the next thing is, who's your target audience? Now, last live, I did miss last week, but the last live I was talking about AI videos, AI tools. And you can use, of course, ChatGPT to help you figure out who your target audience is with AI. You don't have to know exactly what you're doing in that capacity either. Long time ago, you'd have to do all that research and figure everything out by yourself. You do not have to do that anymore. Yay! Next week, I'm going to be talking about the Stream Deck, and I will be adding some audio to this so that you guys get your yay at the same time that I do that. But anyways. So, anyways, you want to use AI to your advantage, was last live, and figuring out your audience is going to help you do that, by just going that route. But you do need to figure that out before you start the videos. Absolutely figure that out, because it's going to change the way you're creating your video and what that content is. And content is king. 100% content is king. So while I did already say, create your YouTube, the channel by just logging in or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty quick and easy. But I should also mention, of course, if you're creating a channel, do you have your profile picture created? Do you have your channel art created? I mean, these seem like small things, but they're actually kind of a big deal, because that's the first thing that people are saying about you. So I didn't go into that, but I am just going to point that out. Of course, you need to have all those other little ducks in a row before you even start with YouTube, because it's a place that more people are going to see you over everyone else, because they can find you easier. As a matter of fact, if they just do a quick search, your channel's going to come up. So obviously, you want to have all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure also that whatever you're saying, who you are, is going to be easily found everywhere else as well. So if you're using a podcast to do that, can they find your podcast? Does your podcast have social media as well? And if so, does your podcast show the same photos and can people find you that way? Because when they go to your YouTube channel, they should be able to find you that way. It should be just quick and easy like that. Okay, so next up, you've figured that out. Now, you've got your channel. It's created. You haven't created a video yet, but you know who your audience is. You've got that channel. You've got the photos. What are you going to talk about? Well, kind of exactly what I just mentioned. I said, oh, next week I'm going to talk about this, right? Okay, so if I'm going to talk about this Stream Deck, which I love so much, I can't wait until next week. I cannot wait. But if I'm going to talk about that, shouldn't I have a schedule, right? We want a schedule. So this is, again, before you even create your first video. Got your profile, picture, your logos, the name picked out. You have a schedule. Yeah. It's not about being a perfectionist here, but it is about making sure that you have an idea of what you're going to do, because once you start, you have to be consistent about it. And these are the mistakes that I have also made. I can promise you that. I've made the mistakes plenty of times. As I was learning, remember I said 100 videos, over 100 videos that I've created. And it took me time to figure out all these little things. And AI was there, but it wasn't there. You know what I mean? It was there, but it wasn't there. So I had to figure some of this stuff out on my own. Now, once you do that and you have all this ready, you've got the video, you've got the content calendar ready. You're ready to make this video because, like, at this point, it's ridiculous. You need to make a video. Well, 3 little tidbits that you always want to continue using for all of your videos, no matter what. Keep it simple, be authentic, and don't forget to edit your video. Even these lives, when it goes on YouTube, I don't edit it entirely, but I definitely think about it. I think about it because, I mean, you want the best content. Content is king, right? But then I also like the fact that it's, if you're going live, for example, and you want those to kind of be your videos, maybe you're doing a podcast and you want those to be your videos, you should definitely consider posting a video versus it being a live video, or that you're going to edit that video, and you can also go into YouTube as unlisted so that nobody sees you until you're ready for everyone to see you. But you do want good content. So if you're ready for that, go ahead, go live if that's the way you want to do it. If you don't want to go live that way and you want to just go directly into it, create that video, but content is king. So edit the video if you can. Okay, now how do we optimize the video for success? You've created the video. And I'm not going to go into exactly how to create a video because it's really going to be dependent on you. I'll say this though. Imitation is the sincerest or the best form of flattery or something like that, right? I don't remember the whole thing. And that's true. It is. But I mentioned keep it simple, be authentic. So you want to be yourself. You do need to always ask yourself the question, what can I bring to the table? So that should always be your go-to. But of course, you can look at other people's content that you kind of want to create and figure out how you can put your spin on that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. There's a lot of really awesome YouTubers out there. Go ahead and look at their content and see how you can do that if you are struggling on like the format of a video. But other than that, just however you want to make your video, keep it simple, be authentic, and of course, edit it. Get all how many times have I said, you want to take that out. And there's AI tools out there that will take that out for you too. And also a bunch of other little things that you can just do yourself really quickly. It's not going to be really quickly. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. It usually takes, unless you're really good at it, it could take you maybe 10 minutes for some people, but for those of us who are not like the best at editing, maybe an hour if you're doing well. 30 minutes. It was over 100 videos, and yes, it still takes me that long to edit videos, but I want them to be good. And then I start realizing other little things here and there. It's not my fault. It's my fault, but it's not my fault. Okay, next up, you want to optimize for success, right? Like you want everything to make sense. You just uploaded a video, right? You created your video, you're going to upload this video onto your channel. Well, how are you going to make the YouTube algorithm actually find you? Okay. Well, SEO actually matters on YouTube. So you're going to want to do that. As much as I want to be like, it doesn't matter. It matters, unfortunately. You've got to encourage your viewers to interact with your stuff. So asking for likes, asking for follows. If you notice some of the best YouTubers out there, you'll notice that they constantly say, hey, I hate to do this, but it really helps the channel. Go ahead and click on that bell icon and do this. And they're doing that because they need the engagement, because the engagement brings in more views. So YouTube will push out your video to more people because they're getting all that engagement, which is just like social media everywhere. But remember, we're talking about a specific location, so they're looking for specific things. They are watching how long people are actually watching the YouTube video, but they also want to know how many people are subscribing to you, because maybe you're going to go back and watch it again later. Also, that bell icon is a really big one, because it means that whenever you post a video, it's going to notify people that you've posted a video. That's a big deal to YouTube. It's going to push that video out further up the list when it comes to the algorithm. So these are important things. You want to figure out how to engage your audience, to leave comments, leave comments, clicking on the likes, asking for people to subscribe, and clicking on the bell icon. That's how you get that encouragement, the engagement from the actual audience. And then everyone says to look at the analytics, and definitely look at the analytics. Yes. But use analytics to help you more within the video, not just the video itself. So start looking at it where did people look at your video the most? What piece of information did you offer them the most? And then start to figure out how to curate your videos to be more, not necessarily of that specific moment, but to be more of what the audience seems to be engaging with. So it's a little more than just analytics. It's analytics, it is. But it's also paying a little more attention to what your viewers, what creates the analytics for you. This is really just analytics, but this is how, specifically for YouTube, pay attention to that. Also, in there, it's pretty easy as well, because you're also going to want to create chapters. YouTube is one of the only places that you can create chapters. Always create chapters. How do I know these things? I use a tool. It's an awesome tool. There's actually two of them. There is TubeBuddy and there is vidIQ. If you're creating a new channel, I cannot tell you any more than I am begging you right now. Use one of those tools, if not both. And you're going to think, why would I use both? They offer different things. It's not the same. It's not the same. However, you are going to benefit from it. They can help you figure out the tags that you need to add to the video. They can help you make sure that you add all of the different aspects of that video that you may have forgotten about, which include the chapters. It includes sharing it over to other social media. It will remind you to pin a comment, to respond to other people's comment. These are things that it seems very simple, but when you're creating videos, you start to forget the little nuances that make a huge difference with the algorithm, including also helping you figure out some of those SEO tools in your description. It can even help you create the actual description. And you can't use the same description that you're using on social media and all the other platforms as you do on YouTube. It's actually completely different. Remember, these algorithms are completely different from each other. Do not use the same thing. Or do, but make sure that you kind of edit it to make it work for each. Okay. So now you've created a video. You've got that. You're using vidIQ or you're using TubeBuddy, and you're like, okay, I'm getting some views and I'm doing things, but like, how do I make this work? Well, next you're going to start focusing on building a community. You, again, will really want to create this community anywhere you go in any capacity. That just makes sense. And if you already have a community and you're bringing them over to YouTube, remember they can create an even bigger community for you because they can share your stuff now. Now they're not just looking at you in one capacity, they're looking at you where they can show everybody what they always see. Not just a short form video, it could be a long form video. But this all applies also to short form video within Shorts. It's the same thing. You still want, content is king. You still want to be original. You still want to get people to engage with your stuff. You still need to worry about SEO and everything. It's the same. It's exactly the same, especially when you're talking about YouTube. But how do you build that community? Well, anytime anybody says anything on your videos whatsoever, you respond to that comment. You respond to it. Not spam, of course. Delete the spam. But if it's not, if you want to respond to the spam, you can respond to the spam. You can actually leave it there. It's only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. But definitely do that. Respond to comments. Another thing that you can do is have interactive comments or interactive aspects to your videos. Have the questions and answers, like the Q&A portions, especially if you're going live. Something like this is actually very wonderful because if you notice that people are really liking your stuff, go live and let people see you. Talk to the people who are interested in your stuff. You just grow that channel. And one of the best ways is to do exactly what all of the people are doing right now. Collaboration. My husband really loves that word right now. If he is watching, I said what I said. Collaborate. But it's true. So everybody, I don't know if everyone's noticed this, but like there's a lot of influencers out there right now, and it seems like everyone's just collaborating with everybody because they all know each other. They all live in LA, and that's just how life works, right? I do not live in LA. I'm not one of those people, but I do know that collaboration is a good thing. It's a good thing because, I mean, you're getting their audience essentially, and their audience is getting you. So collaboration can take you from mediocre to, all the way up there. And offer to collaborate with other people. I mean, if you're looking at other people's content and you're like, hey, I'd love to collaborate with you. Some content creators are interested in doing that because they want to do that themselves so that they can expand their stuff. So ask, talk about it, comment on other people's things, which is another thing and another way to build a community is actually commenting on other people's videos. And I'm not talking about in a spam way. I'm talking about legitimately. You comment because you are commenting, and then people will be kind of interested in what you're doing and who you are. And if you keep commenting, maybe they'll see your stuff because maybe your audience, because you have a niche audience, because you already know that, your target audience. As a matter of fact, you can watch the videos that your target audience would be watching. These are your competitors. And comment on their videos. And they may be interested in your stuff when you bring up good points. Again, do not spam. Do not spam. Do not spam. You all can't see each other, but there's regular camera and then there's the other camera. So that's why I keep looking back and forth. But anyways, don't spam, but comment and get yourself out there. Now, the part that everyone obviously wants to know, how do you monetize your channel? I know. I don't even qualify for that yet. But it's doable, and some people will do this immediately because if you come up with something that people are really interested in, I promise you can monetize your channel immediately. You can. It's not complicated. It actually is a little complicated because there's some rules. A little bit of rules, a little bit. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to need 1,000 subscribers. It is what it is, so it may not be day 1, but it might be day 3. I don't know. It depends on you. It depends on what you're doing out there, okay? I don't know. If you get 1,000 subscribers immediately, I would love to collaborate with you. I would love to collaborate with you. Let's just leave it at that. Then you're going to need 4,000 hours of watch time. Yes, that's what I said. But it's actually very easy to get if you already have 1,000 subscribers. Because that essentially means that they watched you for like, I don't know, one video. Well, and I guess it depends on how long each of your videos are. I wouldn't suggest to people to create really tiny videos on YouTube either. If you're going to do the long form content, make it at least a half an hour, or no, we'll say 20 minutes. Make it at least 20 minutes. But of course, if you're doing something like tutorials and you want to make it really quick and easy, just make sure you have enough videos out there, and then you'll get your 4,000 hours. Shorts is a little different, but if you're getting traction, and you'll get your 4,000 hours. And that's in the past 12 months. So it's not like you need to have that within a month. You just need 4,000 hours within a year. So this is doable. I mean, they're not asking for too much. The next thing, you have to follow all of their policies, and that just literally means that you have to select, like, okay, I am not going to do anything bad. I'm going to do good things. And then you have to live in a country where it's available. That's all on their YouTube, on the channel and stuff, but the United States is one of those places, and that's where I'm coming from. And so for me, these all things apply. All of it applies. And the last thing is you have to link an AdSense account. If you already have a Google account, it's not that complicated. You probably already have an AdSense account. And if you don't, you just go over to your to your Google account, and you select AdSense, or you can just type in AdSense, and then that's it. Just sign up or click through, and then boom, it's done. Like it's pretty quick and easy. I'm not even going to get into that because you can just Google that. It's so easy that's a waste of everyone's time. And then you start to get paid for your videos. And now, of course, you also have to think about copyright material. I do have, for example, I have music on in the background. I am very cautious about what I'm playing in the background, because you can have the best content on the planet, but if you have copywritten material in it, you cannot monetize that. That is part of the policies. So pay attention to what you're doing. That's why a lot of people too will, content creators will use a lot of music, create a lot of their own music or their own like intro and things like that. Don't make those too long either, because people hate that. But still, you want to make sure that you're not doing anything that can get you in trouble for copywritten material, because you're not going to get paid for any of that. Oh, and some people do like to do YouTube channels that are, like you have just like the ambient noise in the background, or maybe it's stuff to sleep to, or storytelling, or things like that. That's actually not so bad. And there's a lot of free sounds and things like that out there as well. If you want to do any of that, you just go on to like Pexels.com, or trying to think, because Pexels is the one that I use the most. But there's things out there, and you can just look up royalty free sounds and create like loop videos and things like that as well. But let's get into the other stuff, because some people like myself also sell merchandise. And that also has some requirements, which is why you will not see that on my YouTube channel today. It's going to happen. In order to sell on YouTube your merchandise, Mama Koala, just in case, I am going to throw that out there. I am going to, because that's how you would know. MamaKoala.com. But you need at least 10,000 subscribers to do that. And when you go to someone's YouTube channel and you see like the merchandise and stuff is right on the bottom of their video, immediately know they have at least 10,000 subscribers. Immediately know that. I know that. That's how my brain works, is I'm like, oh, cool. For you. No, it's fine. It's going to happen. Because I'm telling you how, and I'm just going to remind myself how as well. I already told you consistency, because that's really what it boils down to, and where I've gone wrong. I've gone wrong in so many different ways. It took 100 videos to figure that out, truly. But anyways, so next up, you have to do the merchandise shelf integration. Very easy to do that. There are videos on YouTube as well in order to do that, but they make it very easy to figure that out. I have seen it because I was curious. I looked. And then last but not least, you can also partner and be able to sell that stuff as well. So you can do your merchandise, but you can also do other people's stuff, but it has to be approved. And that's it. I mean, that's how you sell merchandise. So you can see that really selling merchandise comes down to how many subscribers do you have? Do you have 1,000? Do you have 10,000? You have 10,000? Go ahead. Sell some stuff. Yay. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, GBRLIFE.com. I mean, not .com. YouTube, GBRLIFE. Yay. Subscribe. Are you watching me on YouTube right now? Did you subscribe? Did you click that bell icon? I already just told you. Click the icon, follow, like, subscribe. I come with all of this knowledge. I got the knowledge. I'm sharing the knowledge. I will not gatekeep. I do not gatekeep. So subscribe to me. Because my videos are coming out. My reviews are coming out soon. And very soon too, because I was waiting for a very particular piece of equipment that I will also do a review on. But I'm not going to say what that is. I will say it is an Elgato piece of equipment that I'm very excited about, and I want to review it. And it's going to allow me to get back on track, get my YouTube videos back up and running, including my tutorials and all of the fun stuff and my podcasts. But I can't do any of that stuff until that piece of equipment comes in. It's not that I couldn't. I could. I just didn't want to because I wanted the piece of equipment and I wanted to use it for the videos. So, okay. I'm not talking. I'm just saying. Anyways, now that we got all of that out and you've done your subscribing and love, I'm going to give you a little bit tips and tricks, and then we're going to be done for the night, right? Yay! So I already told you about, I have like my notes in front of me. So, okay, it's not my fault. It is my fault. It should all be in my brain because I literally was telling you that, you should have stuff. I have the knowledge and I'm giving you the knowledge, but I just forgot. That's a lot of information to just know off the top of my head. And I am a big proponent of scripting. I do not have a script in front of me, more like bullet points. But I did go over the engagement and building your community. And then the other tips and tricks, I also told you about TubeBuddy and vidIQ. TubeBuddy, vidIQ. They are your best friend for YouTube videos. But there's also Google Keyword Planner. And think about that for a second. It's Google. YouTube is Google. So you put the 2 and 2 together and you're going to get better keywords. And keywords are huge, okay? Because that's how they find you. So if you're going to use keywords on YouTube, by the way, the first 3 are going to be what they find you with. And it kind of says that all over like vidIQ and TubeBuddy, but it also doesn't, it's not very specific with that. And I want to be as specific as possible. That's how people find you. The very first 3 keywords or tags. So those are your biggest ones. You have to make sure that those are perfect. Like you're like, oh no, you're going to find me because of this. 3. And you're going to put that, if you can, in the very beginning of your description, but you can also put it at the very bottom of your page and it will still, or of the description box, and it'll still pick it up. But the only reason you want it in the very top is because it picks up faster and better that way. So those 3 tags, top of the page, within your description. So if you're saying like, oh, this is a how to create a YouTube channel tutorial, you're going to be like, this is how to create a hashtag YouTube tutorial or something like that. I said what I said. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I didn't get to with like tips and tricks, because the thing is I was kind of saying them within it. Oh, yeah. You want to prepare for monetization earlier. So you want to kind of get your stuff ready to be monetized, because once you reach that point, you can monetize all of your stuff. Because remember, really, it's more about subscriber counts over everything else. So once you reach the subscribers, you don't want to then go back to all of your videos and worry about that you have copyright issues. Don't do that. Make sure that you have none of those issues from the get-go. So the minute that you can monetize, you're good. Everything, you'll start, bringing in the cash in that capacity immediately. And then there's also, because once you do start monetizing, they do offer like exclusive content and special offers that you can start to provide your subscribers, but you find out more of that once you actually get the opportunity to monetize. And yeah, and I mean, I guess the only other thing that I listed as like that's really important to know is invest in your setup. It took me a little while to get to a point that I was like, I'm going to go and get the better microphone. And for me, the microphone was the biggest because I had a lot of the other tools. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was being lazy. So for a long time, I would use my phone. Don't use your phone. Don't use your phone. If you're creating a YouTube, okay, if you're creating shorts, you can use your phone. But if you're creating a video, you should be using, unless if you don't have the opportunity to get a good camera, then my suggestion is get a good webcam. And there is one that is 4K on the market right now, but there's also Logitech and things like that. But get yourself a GoPro or something, but get yourself a good camera. So yeah, preferably. There are some really great phones out there and you could use that, but unless you're creating shorts, it's not as good of quality and it's going to be noticed. Unfortunately, just being completely honest, I have noticed a huge difference in my content once I started using the correct things. Do I use it all the time? No, but I should have it. And so you do want to invest in that setup. If you don't have it, get it. But the only other thing that it took me a long time to upgrade, because I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. A microphone. So when I'm on a certain streaming platform that will not let me go live on the desktop. And everybody knows, if you watch my videos, exactly who that is. So I'm not even going to get into it. But with that, I have to use my phone. But I'm annoyed with it because I don't want to use my phone because I have my good setup. And this microphone that you see in front of me is 1,000 times better than anything else that I have. Yeah, I have a microphone right here. It works. You can hear me. A little I think it's lavalier or something like that you're supposed to call them. I even have the wireless ones. I can use the wireless ones, yes, but I don't. And the reason I don't is because, I mean, the sound quality is about the same. It truly is. Even the more expensive ones. The more expensive ones, of course, are better, but the sound quality of those are good. They're not great. This is the Shure M77. It's fantastic. You do have to replace the object in front of me. I don't remember what that thing is called. I don't remember what it's called, but this black part on top of it, I don't remember what it's called. It's annoying me. But you do have to replace that in order to make it like the more expensive one that Shure has. So this is the one that's like the plug and play. But I did my research on it, and it's a good one. It really is. The sound quality is exactly the same as long as you replace this. And this portion is $16, I think, is what I paid for it. And there's a few different ones that you can actually get that you can replace, and some of them cost even less than that off of Amazon. And yeah, you're going to have exactly what you need. So yeah, make sure you're investing in that setup. Now, the only other investment that I made that didn't work for me tonight was my camera, but not on the computer side. It didn't work, but I have a whole other thing that like platform that I use in order to use the camera, which normally makes the background more blurred and stuff. And to be honest, I just did not have the time to fix that green screen. to make it look real nice and pretty. So I was like, all right, guys, just this is me. This is, you see me. This is life. So I was here. That's the case. I do have it. But see, you know what's nice about having the actual setup available is that you don't have to worry about, because you have the item. So maybe something didn't work for you one time, but you still have what you need to make it work the next time, to make it work for your viewers. And I will also say, I've had viewers comment on my videos before and say like, hey, this isn't good quality. Like specifically the video quality, they were like, hey, I can't get it any more than, I don't know, 720 or something like that. Now, YouTube did me dirty that day because I uploaded it on my side. It was coming up as 4K. But, I mean, fact of the matter is, it did not upload that way. And which is heavily annoying. Basically, I would have had to re-upload. And it takes a minute before, if you upload a video, it'll upload immediately, usually to 1080p, which is your standard video quality. Most people are looking about 1080p, but 4K should be an option. And so if somebody's looking on something that offers them to watch your video on 4K, you want to also be able to give them the ability to watch it on 4K. So usually the cameras and stuff make that happen, but it usually takes about an hour. So a video will upload onto YouTube, but at the 1080p, an hour later, they usually have the option to then go into 2K and then to 4K into that video while they're watching the video. I mean, when they're looking up and going to watch the video. Somebody came in and was like, hey, your video is at like 720, which is horrible. That's insanely bad. And I looked at it and I was like, you're right. I see that it is not good quality. And there's opportunity that YouTube will actually not mess up, but like just decide, because if you happen to be uploading at the same time that something else or someone else more important is coming in, or if you maybe 100 or more important is coming in and they're uploading all that at the same time, they don't consider your stuff a priority. They may bring your video quality up to 4K instead of an hour later, a week later. This isn't common, but it did happen to me. My 100 videos plus, it happened to me on one video. Did I re-upload that video? I don't remember, but I think I did. I really don't remember. I think I did. But what sucks about it is that, of course, the moment that person commented, I'm like, oh, but you just boosted my video and I did all of that work to get, you know, the SEO done and everything. And it takes a minute to upload a YouTube video because you have a lot of different sections that you need to fill out. Thankfully, you can schedule your videos. So you can create all your videos, get them all nicely scheduled, and then boom, 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 and it'll come out whenever it's scheduled to come out. So, you know, you don't have to, because if you have your content calendar created, you're not sitting there worrying about, you know, getting everything done. You can create all of your YouTube videos in bulk if you want to. So you don't need to worry about whether or not you can get all that stuff out there at the same time and be consistent. But then you also need to make sure that you've created all your videos. So we're going to end live tonight. GBRLIFE. That you're following. Are you following? That you're liking. Did you like? Because what I know, you know. That is how GBRLIFE works. Okay? That's what I bring to the table. I bring the reviews. I bring the tutorials. I bring the knowledge. I've got the blog for you to go through with motherhood, lifestyle, wellness, mental health, parenting, you name it. And I'm talking about it. I'm going through it because it's real life. And like I said, I don't gatekeep. I don't want to gatekeep. I want to share the knowledge. And that's what you get with GBRLIFE. So make sure to tune in next week, because next week I'm going to do a review live for the Stream Deck. I'm such an Elgato fan now. But with the Stream Deck and just going through the ins and outs of that and seeing if you guys are interested in getting that as well. And no, none of these things are endorsed. I don't get paid for it. I'm not monetized yet. But I could be if you subscribe. All right. Until next week, I can't wait to talk to you all then. Bye-bye and good night. I gotta press a whole bunch of 9